wish the Argo never had reached the land of Colchis. Oh, ambitious men, who in Peleus' name attempted the Golden Fleece. My mistress Medea, her heart on fire with passionate love for Jason, called upon her mystical powers to help him attain the fleece, betraying her father, King Aeëtes. She fled with Jason across the sea, pausing only to tear her brother asunder and scatter his very body into the waters to slow the king's pursuit. Now, in Corinth with her husband and children. But there is hatred everywhere. Love is diseased. For deserting his own children and my mistress, Jason has taken a royal wife to his bed, the daughter of the ruler of this land, Creon. And poor Medea is slighted. She calls upon the gods to witness what sort of return Jason has made to her love. She lies without food, wasting every moment of the day in tears. She calls out on her father's name and her land, her home betrayed, when she stole away with a man who is now determined to dishonor her. She is turned from the children and does not like to see them. I am afraid she may think of some dreadful thing, for her heart is violent. She will never put up with the treatment she is getting. I know and fear her.
You, retainer of my mistress' household, why are you standing here alone?
I myself got into such a state of grief that a longing stole over me to tell the earth and air of my mistress's sorrows.
Has she not given up her crying?
She is not halfway through her tears.
How ignorant she is of more trouble to come.
What do you mean? You needn't fear to speak.
It is said that Creon, ruler of this land, intends to drive these children and their mother in exile from Corinth. I pray that it may not be true.
And will Jason put up with it that his children should suffer so, though he is no friend to their mother?
He no longer has a feeling for this house of ours. But you be silent and keep this all to yourself.
I wish he were dead. But no, he is still my master. He has proved unkind to his dear ones.
Have you only just discovered that everyone loves himself more than his neighbor? Jason neglects his children for the new bride.
Keep the children to themselves as much as possible. Do not bring them near their mothers, whose eyes blaze at them as though she meant some mischief. Go! Keep the children well out of her sight.
I have suffered what should be wept for bitterly. I hate you, children of a hateful mother. I curse you and your father. Let the whole house crash.
Oh, I pity you, you poor creature. How can your children share in their father's wickedness? How much I fear something terrible may happen.
Oh!
I heard the voice.
I heard the cry of Colchis' wretched daughter.
Is she not yet at rest? Say what has happened. There is no home. Her husband holds fast to his royal wedding, while she, my mistress, cries out her eyes.
What use have I now for life? I would soon find my release and death and leave hateful existence behind me.
The final end of death comes fast. No need to wish for that. Suppose your man gives honor to another woman's bed. It often happens.
You must not waste away, grieving too much for him who shares your bed.
Great Themis, Lady Artemis, I pray that I may see him and his bride and their new palace shattered for the wrong they dare do me without cause. Oh, my father, my country, in what dishonor I'm left you, killing my own brother!
Hear her! No small thing will appease my mistress's anger.
Will she listen to the words we are speaking?
Bring her here and speak kindly to her. Hurry, before she wrongs her own. I will, though I doubt I will win her over. Such a look she will flash on any of her servants, if any come near her with a message. Bitter grief, from which death and disaster cheat the hopes of a house. I've heard a shriek that is laden with sorrow. Wronged, she calls on the gods to forgive the oath sworn, which brought her away to the opposite shore of the Greeks.
I know that many people are overcrowded, and those who live quietly as I do get a bad reputation. But on me this thing has fallen so unexpectedly. It has broken my heart. I give up all my life's joy. It was everything to me to think well of one man, and he, my husband, has turned out wholly vile. We women are the most unfortunate creatures. A man, when he is tired of the company in his home, turns to a younger woman, a girl. We are forced to keep our eyes on one alone. If I can find any means or devise any scheme for the wrong my husband dare do me, he and his father-in-law and the girl who married him. Woman, when wronged in the matter of love, no other soul can hold so many thoughts of blood.
You are in the right, Medea.
Look, Creon approaches.
You with that angry look, Medea, so set against your husband. I order you to leave my territories, in exile, and take with you your 2 children. It is my decree, and I will see it done. I will not return home until you are cast from the boundaries of my land.
Oh, this is the end for me. I am utterly lost. I am in the full force of the storm of hate. Yet still, in spite of it all, I'll ask the question. What is your reason, Creon, for banishing me?
I am afraid of you. Why should I dissemble it? Afraid that you may injure my daughter mortally. You are a clever woman, versed in evil arts. I hear that you are threatening to do something against my daughter and Jason, and me too. I prefer to earn your hatred now rather than to be soft-hearted and regret it.
Often, through being considered clever, I have suffered much. A person of sense ought to know never to have his children brought up to be more clever than average. Are you frightened, Creon, that I should do you harm? It is not my way to transgress the authority of a king. You gave your daughter to the man you wanted. Certainly I hate my husband, but have acted wisely. May the marriage be a lucky one. Only let me live in this land. For though I have been wrong, I will not raise my voice, but submit to my betters.
What you say sounds gentle enough, but still in my heart I dread you are plotting some evil. Therefore I trust you even less than before. No, you must go. No need for more speeches. By no manner of means shall you, an enemy of mine, stay in my country.
I beg you.
Your words are wasted. You will never persuade me.
Creon, please do listen. I will go into exile. This is not what I begged for.
Then what?
Allow me to remain here just for this one day, so I may consider where to live in my exile, and look for support for the children, since their father makes no provisions for them. Have pity on them. You have children of your own.
Even now I know that I am making a mistake. All the same you shall have your will. But this I tell you, that if the light of heaven tomorrow shall shine on you, you and your children in the confines of my land, you die. Stay for this day alone. For in it you can do none of the things I fear.
Oh, unfortunate one.
Oh, cruel, where will you turn? Who will help you?
What house or land to preserve you from ill can you find?
Medea, a god has thrown suffering upon you in waves of despair.
Things have gone badly every way. But do you think I would ever have fawned on that man unless I had some end to gain or profit in it? By exiling me, he has given me this one day to stay here. And in this, I will make dead bodies of 3 of my enemies. Father, the girl, and my husband. And now, suppose them dead. What friend will offer me refuge in his land? There is none. And so if my fate will drive me on without help, I will take the sword myself and kill. It shall not be that any man will be glad to have injured me. Women, though most helpless in doing good deeds, are of every evil the cleverest of contrivers.
You sailed away from your father's home, and now, in a foreign country, you have lost your rest in a widowed bed.
And are driven forth a refugee in dishonor from the land. No father's house for a haven is at hand for you now. And another queen has dispossessed you and is mistress of your home.
Jason approaches.
This is not the first occasion that I have noticed how hopeless it is to deal with a stubborn temper. Consider yourself most lucky that exile is your punishment. I, for my part, have always tried to calm down the anger of the king and wished you to remain. I have come to make some provision for you so that you and the children may not be penniless or in need of anything in exile. Even if you hate me, I cannot think badly of you.
Oh, coward in every way, that is what I call you. You have come. My worst enemy has come to me. I saved your life, and every Greek knows it. The snake that encircled the Golden Fleece, I killed and so gave you the safety of the light. I betrayed my father, my home, killing my own brother, and you forsook me. Took another bride to bed, though you have children. You have broken your word to me. Where am I to go? When in misery I am cast from this land into exile, that will be a fine shame for the new wedded groom. To have his children wander as beggars, and she who saved him.
It is a strange form of anger, difficult to cure when 2 friends turn upon each other in hatred.
I need not enter into the story of how it was love's inescapable power that compelled you to keep my person safe. You have certainly got from me more than you gave. Instead of living among barbarians, you inhabit a Greek land, and all the Greeks considered you a clever woman. You were honored for it. If you were living at the ends of the earth, no one would have heard of you. As for your attack on my wedding with the princess, it was a clever, wise move, and I made the choice in your best interest and the children's, so that we might live well. It allows me to bring up my children worthily of my position, and by producing more, we draw the families together and be happy. You need no children. It would have been far better for men to have got their children some other way, and for women not to have existed. Then life would have been good.
Jason, you have betrayed your wife.
Confident in his tongue's power to adorn evil, he stops at nothing. Yet he is not really wise. If you were not a coward, you would not have married behind my back, but discussed it with me first.
And you no doubt would have furthered the proposal if I had told you of it. You who even now are incapable of controlling your bitter temper. Make sure of this. It was not because of a woman I made the royal alliance in which I now live. I wish to breed a royal progeny to be brothers to the children I have now, a sure defense to us. Do not consider painful what is good for you.
You can insult me. You have somewhere to turn. I will go into exile from this land, friendless.
It was what you chose yourself.
And how did I choose it? Did I betray my husband?
You called down wicked curses on the king's family.
A curse? That is what I am. Become to your house too.
If you you wish for the children, or for yourself in exile, to have some of my riches to help you, say so. For I am prepared to give with open hand. You are a fool if you do not accept this.
I will never take a thing from you. There is no benefit in a gift from a bad man.
I call the gods to witness that I wish to help you and the children. But you refuse what is good for you. You are sure to suffer for it.
Go. No doubt you hanker for your virginal bride, and are guilty for lingering too long. Enjoy your wedding.
When love is in excess, it brings a man no honor nor any worthiness.
Oh, country and home, never, never may I be without you. Let death first lay me low, and death free me from this daylight.
There is no sorrow above the loss of a native land.
Oh, let him die ungraced, whose heart cannot reward his friend, who cannot open an honest mind. No friend will he be of mine.
Medea, greeting.
Greetings to you, Aegeus, son of King Aeëtes. Where have you come from to visit this country's soil?
I've just left the ancient oracle of Savannah.
And why were you at the Earth's prophetic center?
I went to inquire how children might be born to me.
Your life at this point is still childless.
Yes. By the faith of some power, we have no children.
For what purpose have you journeyed to this land?
I wish to discuss the reply of the god with King Aeëtes of Colchis.
A most righteous man and experienced in such matters. I hope you have good luck and achieve your will.
But why this downcast eye of yours?
My husband has been the worst of all to me.
What do you mean? Say clearly what has caused this grief.
Jason has wronged me, though I have done nothing to him. He has taken a new bride to his house, supplanting me.
Surely he would not dare to do a thing such as that. Did he fall in love? Or is he tired of your love?
He was greatly in love, this traitor to his friends. A passionate love for an alliance with the king.
And who gave him his wife? Tell me the rest of it.
It was Creon, he who rules this land of Corinth. I am ruined, and there is more to come. I am banished. Creon drives me into exile from the land of Corinth.
Does Jason consent? I cannot approve of this.
He pretends not to, but he will put up with it. Aegeus, I beg and beseech you, have pity on me, and do not let me go into exile desolate, but receive me into your land. So may your love lead to the bearing of children. I can end your childlessness. The remedies I know can do this.
For the birth of children which you have promised, I will do this favor for you. I shall not agree to take you from this country and incur blame from my friends. But if you by yourself can reach my house, you shall stay there safely.
It shall be so. But if I might have a pledge from you for this, then I would have all I desire.
Do you not trust me?
I trust you, yes. But if you are not bound by our oath, you will abandon me when they try to drag me from your land. If our pact is only on words, you will be lightly armed and unable to resist their summons. They have a wealthy house and a royal.
You show much foresight. I will not refuse. You may name the gods.
Swear by the plane of earth and Aegeus, my father's father, and name together all the gods, that you yourself will never cast me from your land, nor should my enemies demand me, will you in your lifetime willingly hand me over.
I swear by the earth, by the whole light of Aegeus, by all the gods, I will abide by this you say.
Enough. And if you fail, what shall happen?
What comes to those who have no regard for heaven?
Be on your way. I am satisfied and will reach your city as soon soon as I can. Having done the deed, I have to and gain my end. Farewell.
May Hermes, god of travelers, escort you, Aegeus, to your home.
And may you have the things you seek so eagerly, for you appear to be a generous man.
The time has come to triumph over my enemies, and my foot is on the road. I shall request Jason to come once more into my sight. The words I say will be soft ones. I'll say that I agree with him, that I approve the royal wedding. The choice was clever, profitable. I shall beg that my children may remain here, and by that trick will I kill a king's daughter. I shall send the children with gifts in hand, a finely woven dress and a golden diadem, upon which I will lay poison. And if she take them and wears them upon her skin, she and all who touch the girl will die in agony. I weep to think of what a deed I must do after that. For I shall kill my own children. And after I have ruined the whole of Jason's house and flee from the murder of my dear children, I will have done a dreadful deed. For those children he had from me, he will never see alive again, nor will he and his new bride beget another child. Let no one think me weak woman, feeble-spirited, but rather just the opposite, one who can hurt my friends and help my enemies. For the lives of such persons are most remembered.
I wish to help you
And support the normal ways of mankind.
and tell you not to do this thing.
I can do no other thing!
But can you have the heart to kill your flesh and blood?
Yes, for that is the best way to wound my husband.
And you too. Of women, you will be most unhappy.
It shall be so! Go you at once and tell Jason to come to me.
How can this holy land or city to which you flee find you a home? You who will kill your children.
I beg you, do not be the murderess of your babes.
I have come. I will listen to what new thing you want, woman, to get from me.
Jason, I beg you to be forgiving for what I said earlier. It is only natural for you to bear with my temper since we have had much love together. Let me give up my anger, for the gods are kind to me. Do I not have children? And do I not know that we in exile from our country must be short of friends? I think you are wise, and that my anger was foolish. I should have helped you in these plans of yours. Now I give in and admit that then I was wrong.
I cannot blame you, even for what you said before. It is natural for a woman to be wild with her husband when he goes into secret love. A time will come when my children will be the leading men in Corinth with their brothers. I want to see them when they've become young men. Medea, why are your eyes wet with pale tears?
It is nothing. I was thinking about the children. I am going into exile from this land, but will you, so that you may take care of the children, beg Creon that our children may not be banished?
I doubt if I'll succeed, but still, I'll attempt it.
You must tell your wife to beg her father that the children may be reprieved from banishment.
I will, and with her I shall certainly succeed.
I will offer you a hand in this business. I will send her some gifts, a finely woven dress and a golden diadem, which the children will present to her. Bring me the dress. She will be happy, not in one way, but in 100, having so fine a man as you to share her bed. Jason, these wedding gifts and give them to the children to present to your bride. Beg her that the children may not be banished. For my children's reprieve, I would give my very life.
Now there is no hope for the children's lives. They are walking all ready to murder.
The bride will accept the curse of gold and the bright diadem, and she will set that dress of death with her own hands.
I weep too, mother of little children. You who will murder your own.
Mistress, I tell you that these children are reprieved and the royal princess will allow them to enter with your gifts.
Oh, I am lost!
Why this downcast eye and weeping of tears?
The gods and I in some kind of madness have contrived all this.
Courage! You too will be brought home by your children.
Go and prepare the children to deliver my gifts. What a wretch I am in this self-willed thought! What was the purpose for which I reared you? Once left without you, sad and sorrowful will be the life I lead. You will never see your mother again. Oh, I cannot bear it! Heart, you must not do this thing! Do I dare let go my enemy unhurt? Jason? No. By hell's avenging furies, this shall not be. This shall never be. That I should suffer my children to be the prey of my enemy's insolence. I know the evil I intend to do. Stronger than all my afterthoughts and my furies that bring upon mortals the greatest of evils.
Those who have never had children in happiness have the advantage over those who are parents. The childless who never discover whether children turn out as a good thing or as something to bring pain are spared many troubles.
Suppose you have found them enough for their living, that they have grown into youth and turned out good. Still, if God wills it, death will away your children's bodies.
What is our profit then? That for the sake of children's lives, the gods pile upon mortals. After all else, the most terrible grief of all.
I wait upon news of the event. I stare upon the direction from which the news will come. See now, my children's tutors with tidings for us, evil tidings.
Medea, you who have done such a dreadful thing, run for your life.
When reason deserves such flight as this.
She is dead. The royal princess and Creon dead, her father, by your poisons.
The finest words you have spoken.
Are you not mad? The house of the king is outraged by you.
How did they die? You will delight me twice by saying they died in agony.
Those two children, born of you, entered the bride's room, their father with them. Jason lovingly convinced his bride to beg her father to reprieve these children from their exile. The children stepped forward with their deadly gifts. When she saw the dress, she was overjoyed and could not resist. She dressed herself in a gorgeous robe and placed the golden crown upon her head. Instantly, the color of her face changed, the rest a fearful thing to see. White foam broke through her lips, her face all bloodless. She shrieked a terrible noise that traveled to the king. The wreath that was placed upon her head let forth a stream of all-devouring fire. The dress, also aflame, was fastening on the young girl's fine flesh. From the top of her head there oozed out blood and fire mixed together. Her flesh dropped away from her bones. Her wretched father came running, fell upon the corpse, folding his arms about her. Wailing and crying, he tried to raise himself to his feet. But as the ivy clings to the twigs of the laurel, though he was set to the fine dress. She was pulling him down. When he tugged hard, his flesh ripped away. At long last, his life was quenched, and the unhappy man gave up the ghost and was no more. There they lie close, the daughter and the father. As for your interests, I will say nothing of them, for I know you will find your own escape from punishment. Of mortals there is no one who is happy.
Heaven, it seems, on this day has fastened many evils on Jason.
And Jason has deserved them. Poor girl, daughter of Creon, I pity you. You who have gone quite a way to the house of Hades because of marrying Jason.
Women, my task is fixed. As quickly as I may. To kill my own children and start away from this land. And not to have my children suffer to be slain by a hand less kindly to them. This must be so. I, their mother, will kill them softly, quietly. Alarm yourself and steal my heart. How sweet they are, and how you are their mother. Just for this one short day, be forgetful of the children. Afterward, weep.
Oh, wretched one, how has it come this heavy anger on your heart? This cruel, bloody knife?
For gods from mortals ask the stern price for the stain of kindred blood, like disaster falling on their home.
See the corpses of your sons. You will never touch me with your hand again. Aegeus, my father's father, has made my escape possible.
You hateful thing! You woman most utterly loathed by the gods and me, and by all the race of mankind. You who have had the heart to raise a sword against your children, you, their mother. I wish you dead. You are a monster, not a woman, stained by your own children's blood. Not if I had 10,000 words of shame could I sting you. The boys whom I begot and brought up, never shall I speak to them again. My life is over.
Long would be the answer which I might have made to these words of yours. If Zeus the Father did not know all I did for you and what you did to me. It was not to be that you would scorn my love and pleasantly live your life. So now, you may call me a monster. I, as I had to, have taken hold of your heart.
You feel the pain yourself. You share in my sorrow.
Yes, and my grief is gain when you cannot mock it.
Oh, children, what a wicked mother she was to you.
They died from a disease they caught from their father.
I tell you, it was not my hand that destroyed them.
But it was your insolence and your virgin wedding.
And just for the sake of that, you chose to kill them.
Is love so small a pain, do you think, for a woman?
For a wise one, certainly. But you are wholly evil.
The children are dead. I say this to make you suffer.
The gods know indeed your loathsome heart.
Hate me, but I tire of your barking bitterness.
Give me the bodies to bury and to mourn them.
No, I will not. I will bury them myself, bearing them to Hera's temple, so that no enemy may evilly tear up their graves. I shall establish a holy sacrifice each year forever to atone for the blood guilt, while I myself go to dwell in Aegeus' house, while you, as is right, will die without distinction, struck on the head by a piece of the Argos timber, and you will have seen the bitter end of my love.
May a fury for the children's sake destroy you.
Go to your palace. Bury your bride.
I go, with 2 children to mourn for.
Not yet do you feel it. Wait for the future.
Oh, children I love.
I love them. You did not.
Let me, I beg you. Touch my boy's delicate flesh.
I will not. Your words are wasted.
Oh God, do you hear it? These my sufferings from this wicked woman, this monster. I call upon the gods to bear me witness how you killed my boys and prevent me from touching their bodies to bury them.
Zeus in Olympus is the overseer of many doings. Many things the gods achieve beyond our judgment. What we thought is not confirmed, and what we thought not God contrived. And this only happens in this story.